Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to MVP on this Thursday, July 24th. It is Fantastic Four Day. Do not worry, I'm not going to be getting into any spoilers yet because I have not seen the movie. I'll be going this evening with Lady Valkyrie to take it in. I'll be posting a reaction video afterwards, so make sure to check that out. It will be spoiler free. One of the main questions with this movie is it Fantastic Four First Steps or is it Fantastic Four Last Rites? And to be honest with you, I would be happy with just baby steps. And I think that might be something that we are looking at. Social media has been very interesting on this film. When we just came off of Superman, which if you put Superman into the search bar on X, you will get a flood of shills to this day, and we are over 2 weeks out from that movie's release with tears running down their legs and they cried for 4 hours. It's insane. But we're not seeing as much of that with the Fantastic Four. That's very interesting because if you overhype something, you're usually doing it for a reason. Here, the hype seems fairly balanced. That's unusual, especially coming from Marvel, and we all know Disney shows. But what does this mean for the movie? Well, I was not looking forward to this film. In fact, I had the opportunity to see a screening of it a few days ago, and I chose to mow my lawn. That's saying something. However, with that being said, I'm now pretty interested in it. I caught a few reactions and a few spoiler free reviews from people that I do respect and that usually have fair takes, and there may be something to this film. It's self contained, it's got bookends, beginning and end, doesn't lead, you don't need information leading into it, and it's not leading up to something. Yes, there are movies coming down the line, but evidently they don't factor into this. And that is very interesting for me because a self contained story is something that we need, especially with a group like the Fantastic Four. Much like Guardians of the Galaxy, this is not a cast of characters that people are overly familiar with. Yes, the Fantastic Four is Marvel's first family, but if you ask your average normie who the Fantastic Four is, the most they can probably tell you is, oh, don't they wear blue with the four? That's really it. There's no one but fans are really invested. What's that going to mean for the box office? I have no idea. I had this underperforming Superman, but I'm cautiously optimistic it might be better. Better than the movie, hands down, that's not going to be a hard thing, but doing better in the box office is definitely going to be challenging. The international market, I think, is going to be a lot better for Fantastic Four than it was for Superman. Now, Superman and the Fantastic Four actually do have a lot in common with these releases. Both films, they're made by studios with brand damage. That is a real factor going into movies like this. Both Marvel and DC are trying to reboot their universes to an extent with Marvel and a little more strongly with Superman. Now, and they're also going to both be dropping you into the middle of the story. And this is something Superman did not do well. And that's due to expectations. Everybody knows Superman. Normies know Christopher Reeve's Superman, Truth, Justice, and the American Way. And that was something James Gunn's Superman completely shied away with. Superman's invulnerable. Well, he's not anymore. So dropping you in the middle of a story that makes no sense with a character that's not really Superman was not a good move. However, with Fantastic Four, you have that bit of leniency. I hope they go into enough character development in this film. They're with Sue, Johnny, the Thing. There is ton, a ton, a wealth, a plethora of history to draw on for those characters. And they're very important to establish, and those traits are very important to establish. Family, it is Marvel's first family. I hope they overly go down that road, but it is important to have in there. Now, the Fantastic Four publicity is a different story. James Gunn was all over the Superman marketing, and I think that did some damage. It got certain people hyped, it turned off a lot of other people. And Fantastic Four is facing something similar. Pedro Pascal fatigue is real. He's in everything. And whether you like him or not, when an actor is oversaturated in so many different roles at the same time, you start getting those characters confused. And there is a strong argument to be made that Pedro Pascal isn't the smartest man alive. And he can't play the smartest man alive. And you also have to wonder, can Disney Marvel write for the smartest man alive? Coming into it, especially on social media, you heard that Sue Storm was going to be a girl boss. This is something that even Vanessa Kirby talked about in interviews. Well, evidently she's not. That surprises me. There was a lot of talk about Johnny not being a womanizer. Well, evidently he is. And the point of the female Silver Surfer is to actually play off of that. Okay, now we've justified the female Silver Surfer. Johnny is actually going to be Johnny. Sue's going to be Sue. The Thing's going to be the Thing, and Reed's going to be Reed. That is different from what it was presented as us two. And it makes me wonder if this wasn't just a sly bit of marketing on Marvel's end to get this community, the YouTube streamers, to really harp on them. It's kind of why I stepped off of it for a little bit. And if you look at my videos, I really didn't go into it. Because it just didn't make a lot of sense. They would make so many changes that they did, yet it wasn't really showing in all the trailers that we've seen. Because we've seen a lot of the movie. Now, I do understand they held a lot back, and good on them. Kudos, Marvel. Maybe you are learning a little bit. But you also had Kevin Feige out saying, we're not changing anything. We're going to go down this path that we have been going down for the last 5 years. And that was a little disconcerting for a lot of people. But this publicity has been a problem. Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby, borderline disgusting, definitely cringe. I mean, she's engaged with a baby daddy and a bun in the oven, and she cannot keep her hands off of Pedro Pascal in everything. It's not one time or two times or 5 times. It's not anxiety on Pedro's part. He doesn't do it with Bella Ramsey. And honestly, in this case, I really think that Vanessa Kirby is the aggressor here. If I was her baby daddy, I certainly would want a paternity test. It's ugly. It's bad. And this is not the marketing they should be pushing on Marvel's First Family, because they had morals and values. And that is something, again, that they don't understand. Take your actors, talk to them. If they're having a fling, okay. This is not the place for it. And I think that is actually going to hurt Marvel's First Family to some people. To most normies and just fans, they won't even know about this stuff. So I don't think it's going to affect it too much. Now, what's interesting to me is how all of this is going to shake out down the line. Are we going to have Agatha Harkness in Doomsday being Franklin's babysitter? Or are they going to just abort all of that to Disney Plus and focus more on this as a soft reboot leading into the good old days of the MCU? Or are they just going to fall back? And I really hope they're moving forward, and I hope this movie is a sign of things to come. But I will let you know tonight. One way or the other, I am just going to be leaving that reaction. It won't have any spoilers in it, so stay tuned. That'll probably be around midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Like the video if you liked the video. Make sure to comment. Let me know what your anticipations are for the Fantastic Four, and I will talk to you later.